So for a lot of people, owning a home is considered the American dream. The fact that you can come home and consider something of your own is like a step up in life. However, a lot of people are starting to realize that there's a lot when it comes to that is not everything that is cracked up to be. I think a lot of people get caught up in the whole HGTV where, they see the nice backyard, a nice house, they get the idea, they can invite their friends over to see the house that they bought, and they get caught up in that lifestyle. However, not realizing that is a lot of work when it comes to owning a home, right? You got to deal with so much little things like maintenance, man. You got to deal with animals, raccoons, squirrels up in your attic, and there's a lot that entails with it. And I think people sometimes forget or they don't really think of that aspect when it comes to owning a home. So in this video, I'm going to share with you some people that so that's going to share their experience when it comes to owning a home, and they're going to share that all the issues that they have with it. So we'll start with the first one.
I do not understand the point of owning a home. Not only do you have to pay an outrageous amount of money for a down payment on the house, but everything that breaks is then your responsibility to fix it. I don't have to bring my trash cans to the end of the street on trash night. All of my neighbors are super close, so I could just walk from apartment to apartment and meet friends easier. Anything that comes up, literally anything, I walk across the street to my leasing office, bang on their door and say, hey, I need this fixed. Now, I don't have to pay anybody for it. You're telling me if I have a house, I have to call somebody in special to come and fix something, and then I have to pay them extra money to do it? I don't really think I'm interested in that. I don't want to mow my lawn, and I don't want to shovel snow in the winter. I just don't get the point of having a home.
I mean, what do you mean you don't understand the point of owning a home? I mean, it's a responsibility like anything else. It's like saying I don't understand the point of having children, right? I gotta bathe them, I gotta feed them, I gotta nurse them when they're sick, I gotta get clothes on their back, right? Like anything else, it's a responsibility, right? Like it's just something that you take on as an adult and say, all right, these are the things I want. These are the things that I have to deal with. These are the things that come along with owning this thing. Now, if you say you don't want that, then that's a totally different thing, right? Because like I said, there's a lot that it comes with owning a property. There's just so many little things that you got to deal with, and it's the little things, right? Like getting a mortgage, purchasing the home, although it's a big thing, it's not that hard of a process, right? You go there, search for a home, you find out what you like, and then you put the money down, and you let everybody else, you let the lawyers handle it, you let the real estate agent deal with it, you let the mortgage broker deal with it. You got people dealing with it. But once you own that home, there's so many little things that you got to deal with when it comes to owning a property, and those are the things that make things, make owning a home, a lot of work. But you have to be mentally prepared for that. And like I said, if you're someone that can't handle that and doesn't want to deal with that responsibility, that's totally fine. But to say that you don't get the point of owning a home, like, come on, you're not that naive. There's a reason why people want to own homes, and it's for good reason. So let's move on to the next video and see what they have to say. All right.
I'm tired of being a homeowner. I am tired of being a homeowner. I'm tired of people telling me owning a home is the best investment you could ever have. I do believe that to be true.
Now look at me. This is probably my opinion. Like, I don't think a home is that much of an investment. And I guess it depends on how you define investment. The way I look at investment is you put money into something and you get a return on that investment, right? Me personally, I go with the whole rich dad, poor dad. Like, an investment makes you money, right? And of course, a home doesn't really make you money. Obviously, if you buy the home and eventually sell it 10 years later, you can make a profit on that. You get the equity. But for me, I look at an investment as you put money into something and it's making you money and get a return on that investment. Now, that's just me. That you could have a totally different definition of what an investment is for you. But for me, when I think of an investment, I'm thinking about something that's putting money in my pocket. And of course, with a mortgage and when you purchase a home, and if you happen to buy it with a mortgage, that's taking money out of your pocket. So for me, when I look at it, I don't think that's the best investment, but that's just my opinion.
Change the fact that I'm tired of being a homeowner. I'm tired of the problems that it come with. I'm tired of all the responsibility, hanging on my shoulders. I miss renting. I feel like I had more freedom with renting. Now, I know when you rent, you're paying month to month and all that money is going down the drain. It's not going towards nothing. It's not investing in nothing. I know that. And I don't care. I thought about it so much. Selling my house and going back to live with my mother. Because why not? I don't have kids. I don't have a man. I don't have any drama that I would bring my mama. And I can pay all her bills. Mind you, my mama still live in the projects and income-based housing. She doesn't pay rent anyway. We'll be over there living like kings and queens.
Oh my God. See? This is a problem I got. That mentality. That. Now, if you if you wanted to move back in with your parents because you wanted to save some money, I totally get it. The economy is crazy right now. You want to save money. I'm okay with that. But to say you want to move back in there because, she lives in the projects and you're on government assistance, this is not a mentality that we should be encouraging, right? This is not what we should be doing. And the reason why you want to own a property, because it's a move, it's a step into society where you have a stake in society, right? Like when you purchase a home, you understand that you have a stake in society where you can make decisions that helps better society. If you're gonna be on government assistance, like you just leeching off the government, that's not something that we want to encourage. I understand some people need it, and that's an assistance that some people need, but that's not something you want to be in there long term. Just that mentality is just something that a lot of people, we got to get off of that, because that's just not a properly functioning society. And the fact that she wants to do that is just obviously like I disagree with that. But that's me.
Jesus Christ. I feel like the only thing that I would miss owning my home or, moving back with my mom or just whatever is the privacy. I do not like people all the time. I do not like noise, But when you move in with somebody or any sort of living adjustment, then you have to understand what that comes with. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just tired. Not saying that I will go live back with my mama, not saying that I will go back renting, not saying that I'll get a roommate, all those things is an option. I'm just tired of being a homeowner. I'm tired of the issues that arise, and I look left and I look right, and the responsibility is still on you. Like, there's just no help.
And that's the thing. Like, when it comes to like owning a home, like if you're gonna do that by yourself, it's a lot of work. Like, and doing it by yourself, especially for her, like there's so many little things that you have to do. Like all of that responsibility falls on you, right? There's no one else. Like unless you had a spouse helping you with these things, and you could divvy up the responsibilities, it makes it a little bit easier. But if you're someone that owns the home, all the responsibility falls on you. Paying the bills, all the bills, fixing up everything that means maintenance, taking out the trash, everything falls on you. There's a lot of work. And you have to be mentally ready for that. Like that's just something that you have to be prepared mentally to deal with, because and once you develop a routine, it becomes easier. But there's obviously going to be things that pop up that you're just not ready for, and you have to make sure you're mentally ready for that, because there's a lot that comes with it, and there's just the little things. It's just the little things that you got to deal with that make home ownership so tedious. But it's just something that you have to understand that what comes with home ownership, right? There's benefits, there's pros and cons. So these are things that you have to be prepared for. And like I said, maybe she's not ready for the home ownership, but that's at least she's come to that realization.
So tired. Owning a home, I don't give a damn. Owning a home is not what it used to be. I used to take pride in owning a home. I want to sell my home bad. Let it be somebody else's problem. And I like my house. Like when I bought it in 2020, it was newly renovated. I bought it during COVID. And I paid pennies for it. And my mortgage is cheap. And I know I shouldn't complain, honey, but I'm still going to complain because it's mine and I got to pay for it, and I'm going to do whatever it is I want to do. And I'm just tired of the responsibility, if I can only be honest. I feel like I had less responsibility with renting. Like if I had one problem, I can call the landlord. I'm calling the maintenance man. I'm calling somebody else to fix the problem. I got a problem now. I can call somebody, but then my phone going to ring because I got to fix it.
Well, you can get somebody. You can call a maintenance man that could you can easily call somebody else and they could do that for you. I mean, it's obviously easier when you have one person that you can call. But yeah, I mean, if you set it up correctly, like you can get a person like a maintenance man or somebody that does specific things for you. But of course, overall, the responsibility falls on you, and you got to call that person. So let's move on to the next video. See what they got to say.
Guys, look. If you don't naturally love DIYs, being handy, living an unsoft life, like home ownership really might not be for you. And I'm not saying don't invest in real estate. Please do. But if you don't like taking out your garbage outside in the cold and then making sure garbage cans are at the curb for pickup and mowing grass and shoveling snow and putting out salt when it's time for a some type of storm, and painting chips on your wall and replacing faucets and dealing with water damage and repairing a roof and all of the things. Baby, you might be better off in an apartment. Some say a condo.
And see, all these things that she mentioned, this is what a man would do, right? These are what men would do. Men would handle a lot of these maintenance work, right? And and I think that's why it's important to have roles. Like, there's nothing wrong with roles, right? And this is not to sound like like I'm trying to bash women or anything like that. I think roles are important, right? There are things that men do, there are things that women do, and it's important for people to have roles, right? If you look at any successful team, right, you look at any sports team, right, they got a quarterback, they got a receiver, running back, head coach. Everyone has a responsibility, right? Everybody has a purpose. Everybody is doing something that to make the team work. And when you're talking about owning a home, it's important to have roles within that situation, right? If a man's gonna handle a certain situation, and the wife's gonna handle a certain situation, that makes it work. And as long as they're communicating these things to each other and they're okay with dealing with that, that's something that makes it work, right? Like, if you're talking about dealing with a lot of maintenance, taking out the trash, or handling stuff that's breaking in the house, yeah, typically a man would do that. Not to say these women can't do that. I'm sure there's women out here doing that, but typically a man will handle that. And obviously for her, I'm pretty sure, I'm not sure if she's married or not, but I'm sure she would love to have a man that would actually do those things for her, and she could handle. Like you said, she could just do focus on doing her nails and everything else. But I mean, I think for a lot of people, I think we need to bring that back and make sure we understand that it's okay to have roles within a household, right? We get so caught up in that. Oh, a man can do this, a woman can do that, and we could. That's cool, but as long as you're handling, as long as you're communicating that with each other and say, all right, I'll take care of this and you can take care of that, that makes it work, right? I think we've gotten to a point where we're just like, oh, anything she can do, we can do. It's just like, we don't need that. We don't need that, right? We need to complement each other, right? We get to a point where we're complimenting each other, where we're working as a team and making sure the household is getting taken care of. Like, everything within the house is getting taken care of. So maybe that's what she's talking about when she talks about for her, a soft life. But I'm not, like I said, she said, I think she's a single woman, so obviously all that responsibility is falling on her.
I say apartment. Because in my mind, even a condo, baby, if you have something wrong with your sink, who's in charge of it? You are. And instead of getting your nails done, you're worrying about finding those replacement parts and finding someone reputable to come into your home and fix that for you. And look, I think girls can do everything that they want to do. This woman, doesn't want to be bothered with that stuff. And I think that that's okay. Like, can we normalize successful women not wanting to bear the burden of home ownership without judgment? I just want a safe, quiet, peaceful, beautiful living space in an area that I want to live in. Without too many responsibilities, because I know myself and I know that it's hard for me to keep up with those types of tasks. And I think that that's perfectly fine. Let's normalize that in 2024.
See, she understands that. Let the man do the dirty work, right? Let the man do the dirty work. At least she's aware of what she wants to do within the household, right? At least she's aware of that, and she understands that, you know what, that's not what she wants to do. And she understands that, for a lot of for at least for the men, like when we get into the house, obviously when things need fixing, we're the first ones to be like, all right, let's get it done. For some, it might take a little bit of time before it gets done, but we're the ones that's gonna go out there and make sure things are fixed around the house, doing all the handy stuff, and there's nothing wrong with that, right? I think men like doing that. We like taking on that responsibility. We like to fix things, and there's nothing wrong with that. If she wants to enjoy the soft life where she's doing other household duties, that's cool, as long as she's obviously contributing to the household in her way. Then I think that it works, right? But I don't know. She might be single, so I'm not sure. So I got one more video. Let's see. All right, this is a light one, right? We're gonna keep it light. This one's a little funny. This guy's he's gonna talk about his home ownership, and he keeps it light. So this one's a pretty good one. So I'll make you laugh a little bit.
When a house costs too damn much, every day it's a new bill. Some shit need to be paid for. That's why I gotta tell you, stop asking me for money, because I really ain't got it. Like, when I say I ain't got it, I really ain't got it. This house done took everything that I thought I had. On top of the fact these kids think they supposed to be living better than I was living. Y'all need to go get a goddamn job. I didn't know landscaping cost this damn much. Somebody please help me. I got a raccoon that keep going through my trash. This motherfucker need to pay some bills, because if you gonna keep eating all the putting out, then you need to help out around this. It's a chipmunk that live under my porch. I don't know what to do. I can't kill Alvin. All I'm saying is I'm stressing. Somebody need to help me out. This adulting shit is really for the birds. I want to go back. Hey, mama, if you listening, please just let me come home.
Nah, she don't want you back home, man. Handle that raccoon, man. Raccoons ain't no joke, yo. We had a raccoon in my place one time, man. Oh man, that raccoon was making all types of noise in the walls, and we had to call somebody to get it and put it in the trap. So yeah, man, home ownership is no joke, man. It's a lot of work, man. You're dealing with animals, you're dealing with pests, you're dealing with bugs, you're dealing with things breaking, you gotta fix, you're dealing with pipes, leaks, like you're dealing with all types of stuff when it comes to home ownership. And for a lot of people, I know people want to own homes, and owning a home is a good thing, right? Like I said, it's not for everyone, but it is, owning a home is definitely a step up in life, and it's something that I think a lot of people should aspire to if you want to deal with the maintenance and stuff, deal with everything that comes with owning a home. But it is a lot of work. It's not something that you just enjoy peacefully and be like, all right, you're not gonna especially if you're someone that works all day, like you the time that you'll have to actually work on the house is on the weekend. It's a lot of work, man. It fills up your time, but it's worth it. It is worth it. It's something to call your own. It's something to raise your family in, something stable, and it's always a good thing to have it. So those are my thoughts. I'm interested to hear your thoughts. Make sure to leave a comment down below. Hit the like button and share. And if you haven't done so already, make sure to subscribe. All right, so you guys take care and have a good one. Later.